Hello, I'm Kim Sauer at SMT Nuremberg, joined today by David Bennett from Mirtec. David, it's great to see you here in Germany. Now, a lot going on with Mirtec at the moment. Let's talk about the operational structure first. So there's some developments there. You're opening up direct distribution or offices in the UK.
Yes.
Let's talk about that and other developments.
Sure. It's been something that's been gradually gaining pressure over the last few years. I mean, the customers obviously know that the experience is going to be with the manufacturer at the highest level. And because we've got our European operation based in the UK, there's been a lot of sort of circumnavigation, companies trying to get around the distributor, deal directly with us. And the more that my direct engineers have become engaged with those customers, it's been a gun to our head basically saying, look, we want to continue, but we want to continue with Mirtec. So we came to a sort of parting of the ways with our distribution partner, very amicable, and we wish them good luck, and they've done the same for us, and they're still sending inquiries and things our way. So, we're both businessmen, both the distributor and ourselves, and we knew that it was time. That was the only thing that was going to be the defining part of this arrangement, when we were going to do this, not if. It was always going to be a when. So we started this year and it's been very successful. We've got a lot of sales in the UK that have come very quickly, and the customers seem very pleased that they can tap straight into the manufacturer. And we have no plans to do it anywhere else. I mean, we're only doing it in the UK. Europe, I've always said, you need Europeans because of the languages, and you need good distributors, and we are 100% behind that. But in our own territory, there is really no excuse why we can't look after those customers.
Yeah, absolutely, and there are different models for different markets, and you need to really assess which ones are the right ones for that geography. Let's talk about products a little bit. What's in development, what's new?
Well, the MV6 has been the success that we hoped for. I think most people who watch these interviews have seen either myself or Brian talking about the great leap of faith that Mirtec made, having 500 sets ordered. They've all but gone. In fact, we have negotiations coming up very soon as to, are we going to have another 500, or do we make it 1,000, or what are we going to do? And also, we're looking at a similar strategy with our SPI. We have the SPI in the same shell, the MS11E, and we're looking to make a very, very aggressive priced SPI offering. So that platform is working out incredibly well for us. The newest development to it is we've just increased the speed by almost 25% through high-speed software tweaks, and also a technology we developed called Zero, which basically cuts down the noise between image gathering. And that 25% increase is massive for our customers, because what it means is they're going to be faster than any placement system, so they don't have to worry about bottlenecks or whatever. And we've now just got to the stage where the MV6 and of course the MS11E by the same default will be available with dual rail. So that was something that we didn't plan to do, but again, pressure from the customers. They love that machine and they want a dual rail version, so that is now going to become available.
Well, it's really interesting because you do nowadays have that, well, we've always had partnerships with your customers, but customers are driving that development a lot more, and that closeness that you're experiencing in the UK as well. So what sort of trends are you feeling from your customers going even further into the future?
I think speed is always going to be a crucial element, because if we think of the queen of the production line, it's always the pick and place machine. And everybody says, I've got a ASM line, or I've got a whatever line, Fuji, etc. So by default, our role is always to make sure that we can inspect their products as well as possible, and keeping up, of course, with the speed of the line, because that's the profit area. So being able to go back to existing customers as well as new customers and offer a 25% speed increase has been a great step forward for us. The dual rail, by customer demand, again, we listen to the customers. They come to us, sit us down and say, look, we really like this, but could you do this? Could you do that? What we have to do then is look at the thousands of customers we've got and say, how many of these can we actually turn into a project that is going to be worthy for everybody? It's going to be something that everybody can look at and get value out of. Some customers look at, this is our issue, this is what we want, and with the best will in the world, you can't look after 1,000 projects. You end up doing nothing. So we have to be a little careful and cherry pick and work with the customers, but I don't think there's anything that Mirtec have done for a long time that's not been driven by a customer need. And it's a lot easier bringing a product to market where you know the market's already there than trying to guess what's going to happen in the future.
And I guess the main ones that you're addressing are the speed ones, as well as the with your 500 set machine, quite a aggressive pricing structure.
Yes,
as well.
it was. We I know most of my competitors quite well within this industry, and some of them are coming to me saying, "What are you doing?" And I said, "It's what we can do. We're able to do this. We have no magic wand. If we can do it, they should be able to do it. And if they can't, then they can't. We could. We could offer those prices to our customers. As I said, we call it the leap of faith. The day we said we were going to do it, I think there was a lot of hearts going bum, bum, bum. It was a lot to put on one model. I mean, Mirtec has a wide range of models. We have the MV7, we have the MV9, we have the MV6, we have the 7XIs, we have the semiconductor range, we have the range for doing LED manufacturing. So Mirtec has this wide portfolio of products and wide portfolio of skills. And to turn and look at just one model and say, right, we're going to order right up front 500 sets, it was, and by that time, I've got to tell you, we probably had only sold about 10. Yeah, it was brand new. It was an absolutely brand new model.
Yeah, I remember talking to Brian about it in, I think, Chicago at SMT AI, when you first launched with it. It was really interesting, actually, also to see that development.
Well, funny enough, it was Brian and I that went to Chama, our partner, with the idea originally. We were Brian and I were sat in a bar, as we usually are, doing one of our strategic meetings, and we just said, how do we get this to the masses? Because at the early stages, the prices were so resistant for the smaller companies. They would look at them and think, there's no way I can look at 3D. I mean, it's like 3 times the price that I'm expecting. Whereas with what we've done, we're actually offering now the highest specification 3D machine in the world at a price less than 2D AOI was 2 years ago. So it's been a huge, huge sort of change. And now I'm speaking to customers who've got 1 line, 2 lines, and they can quite easily budget to have inline 3D AOI now.
Perfect. Well, David, great to see you here. Good luck with the rest of the show.
Thank you, Kim.
Thanks.
Pleasure.